All right. I'm just gonna trust that things are working the way they are supposed to. And I am. Let me turn that off. I'm gonna wait a little bit for some feedback from other people in who are helping me with the technical stuff. I did not. I was not successful. There it is. It finally worked. I was trying to get all this hooked up here, guys, before I got on, but it just was not working. What I just did right there with this full screen here, I was not able to do that earlier. So I'm not sure what was going on. So I am now looking for a little bit of guidance from somebody on the other end. You know, some of these guys make it look so easy. It's because they have a producer right on the other side of the screen or whatever. And so hopefully I'm not going to be talking into the microphone all by myself the whole time. Well, welcome to the channel, guys. My name is James Nguyen. I am the creator of Alpha Red, and I am thankful that you are here at the Alpha Red comic channel to spend a little bit of time with me as I do this drawing thing. So this is where I'm trying to create a rhythm of every Sunday night at 8 o'clock to have this Drawstream. So, and it's like learning how to ride a bike all over again every time I turn on this OBS studio. It can do a lot of stuff, but like the computer doesn't like it or something. I just have to redo everything. And right now I'm having problems with this thing right here. So we might not be able to do this thing. You might not be able to see me as a thing. So see, we can draw. It's just this screen right here. I don't know what is wrong with this guy. All right. We're getting somewhere. Hang on a second, guys. Here we go. Let's get this all the way into the screen. Boom. It's gotta work. It's gotta work. Right there works good. And now I gotta find. Where's me? Nope, not me. Where's the me on this page here? Did I? Hey. I don't know what that screen is. Oh, am I back there? I can see myself back there. Hang on. Nope, that's not it. How about if I turn this off? Will I be able to grab me? Where's me? I'm hiding behind this guy. There's me. There's me. I almost got it, guys. Almost got it. I think we're there. Gotta turn that on. And turn this on. Oh, gotta turn this off. Gotta turn this off. Background. Oh, nope. Got that. Is there two? You tell me if there's any bad sounds. So, anyway, we're just gonna go and get started because I got the screens that I want, and we're just gonna go for it. So, what you see here on the drawing board is what we did 2 weeks ago. This was my Alpha Red sketchbook sketch cover that I just got in with the new branding. So I'm going to show you some pages because I appreciate you being here. This is page 1. Just a sneak peek, guys. Just a sneak peek. You came at the right time. This is page 2, and I just printed them out onto just regular printer paper here. This is page 3. This, I mean, every page that I get done, I'm so happy, and then I tell myself it's my new favorite page. Every page is my new favorite page. So this is page 4. Just finished it last night, and it's my new favorite page. I love the look of the villain there, and I've said his name before on the live stream, but I am not going to say it right now. Well, hang on a second here. Let me jump over here. Can I? I'm hearing myself here. That's where it was coming from. I see. All right. Let's see if I can hear it. Well, I'm lucky right now that there is nobody watching. So if you're watching on the rerun, I appreciate you sticking it out this far, and I hope you enjoy the sneak peek at some of the pages here. I'm going to turn this back up to see if I can hear the. Well, I'm lucky right now that there is nobody watching. So okay. If you're watching on the rerun, I appreciate you sticking it out this far. Okay. And I hope you. I'm going to turn that down. Let me see if I can turn this up to see if I can hear it. I don't hear any music. Well, I'm gonna text somebody. I'm gonna turn that down. Let me see if I can turn this up to see if I can hear it. So, all right. That's not helping. Okay. We might just have to do without the music. I have some music going. And I don't know if you can hear it. We shall see. Let's see if that did it. Did that do it? All right. So we're just going to get started here. So I don't know if I talked about this before, but here is what I do with the thumbnails. It's just on regular printer paper that I print out these blank pages. This is what all the pages look like, and then I just find that it's a good way to kind of be able to see how the pages interact with one another. So if you see page 1 there, this is how page 1 actually looks compared to the thumbnails. Sometimes I actually like the thumbnails better, but what are you going to do? But so that's how I that's how I organize what to draw next. So that's page 2 and 3, how they interact with one another when people are reading it. And then page 4 and 5. Like I said, I finished page 4 last night. I'll give you a quick peek at number 5 here. Page 5. This is how far I got. This is about an hour's worth of kind of drawing it, and we'll see. I'm pretty happy with it, but there's always tweaks. If you watched my drawing for page 3, it did not come out the way that I originally sketched it out on camera. So there was I took out a whole panel right here, and then moved this and changed these two things from the thumbnail. So you never know. So page 4 looks the way it looked, but it did not end up the way it looked. So today we're just going to be doing some coloring, which I think should go pretty fast, but you never know. You never know with me chit-chatting away. Let me see. Music is playing. Music stopped. I see you and you're bored. No music. No music, huh? All right. Okay, I'm getting some technical help from the other room. I hear music now. Yay! All right. Is the music too loud? My helper from the other room. Is it too loud? How's my voice? So, if as I work through this, if we get the colors done on the Captain America, I'd like to get to this Spawn cover. I've been looking at him for a long time, and I just watched a few interviews with Todd McFarlane, and it has gotten me kind of jazzed up about Spawn and what the Image guys meant to me back in the early 90s, and how it sparked my imagination and really got me thinking about creating comics. And here I am, you know. So Topping Farthing was one of the first ones that I really noticed how different his art was and how appealing and attractive it was. So I think the sketch here turned out pretty good. So I'm pretty happy to jump in and see if I can get that energy into the inks and possibly even the colors. So the picture that we're going to do today is we're going to be coloring this Captain America. And then we'll just drawing. Turn it down a notch. Gotcha. Boom. All right. You can tell me, helper, if that's a better volume. All right. So this was Alpha Red #1, the sketch cover, the original sketch cover, when I was still doing it under forward press. So if you go back, you'll see where I inked this, and I did not color this on camera because I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. It had been a while since I did it, so this is where I did not do it on camera so that I could get more confident with the markers. They're not the best markers. I talk about that in earlier videos where I just pick up markers and supplies wherever I get them. So that was one, and I didn't do this one either on camera, but I think this turned out pretty good, and it's hard to see, but it looks really cool in person. So, and then this one also I did not do on camera. I think there's a little bit more work that I'd like to do on this. The colors aren't as rich on here. The light between the camera and the lights, it's not what I would like it to be, but it is what it is. All right, I appreciate the help from the other room. You are free and clear there, my helpmeet. So gonna bring this up from the bottom. So I'm gonna take this off. So yeah, here's a little commercial for all the things here. We'll just keep that PayPal thing if you're ever interested in commissions or whatever. That's how you pay me, through PayPal. And that's the PayPal, jamesqartist@gmail.com. If you want to buy Alpha Red, alpharedcomic.com will take you to the Starcross Comics website, and you can pick up the latest issue. Issue number 4 will be available through Starcross Comics starting this Wednesday. So get ready, friends. Get ready for issue number 4. The Devil is revealed, and the Devil takes it out on Alpha Red pretty hard. And does he defeat the Devil in issue number 4? Nope. It's a 5-issue miniseries, so we'll see what kind of problems the Devil gives for him. So jamesq.net is where you will find updates for everything Alpha Red. I try to post every day to jamesq.net. So if you become a member, you can become a free member, and all it takes is your email address. I'm bringing this above the board. Let's see if I can get it all to work again. It seems to work every week, so we're going to trust that it's going to work again today. You let me know if there is something that needs to change. So maybe it'll just be me in here coloring all by me lonesome. So I hope that I can keep you interested for the long haul. For the rest of the hour, I'd like to make sure that you stick around to see how this guy ends up all colored up. So like I've said before, I've got I've got a bunch of different kind of markers. So I picked up, I used to have Prismacolor markers, and I don't even keep them close by anymore because they're all dried out. And I don't usually, I'm not filling up on the colors anymore. So I picked up these aqua markers. They're water-based. I don't know if you can see that. It says water-based. But they are very good, and they've lasted for a long time. I don't know. I don't color much, so I'm not surprised that they last a long time. But another set that I started picking up just because they were cheaper than the Prismacolor, cheaper than the Copic markers. That's these Sharpies, and you can't always go by the cap, like what color it actually is. So it's a little test, trial and error. But I grabbed those, and then here's just a random blue. I think I got this as a gift. My family knows that I like to try different colors, brands, so they'll pick up something cheap for me when a holiday comes around. Let's see, can I get this a little bit more out of my way? Okay. Hopefully you can see. So if you are out there and you are here to see me do some colors, some color magic, I'd love to chit chat with you. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you are spending some time with your family. I have grilled twice already this weekend. Twice. Starting on Friday? Or was it Thursday? What's today? Sunday? So it was Friday. It was today. And I'll be grilling again tomorrow. I like grilling. I don't know if you guys like grilling or not. But I didn't burn the steak tonight. Thank goodness. Having problems with my grill. Drips and it is causing lots of fire. But thankfully, I just move it around. I just move the meat around. We had some steaks today. Fantastic. Turned out very good. Cooked it perfecto. I don't know when you learn that skill as a dad, as a man, as a dad. But I was not always very good with the grill. So I am happy that I kind of have it figured out. And I prefer it a little undercooked rather than overcooked. Just because I'm going to reheat it anyway at some point, and you don't want the reheated steak to be all tough. So for when I start coloring by hand, I'm using the lighter colors first, and then I go into the darker colors, because you can't go lighter. And you're using the whiteness of the paper as much as you can to kind of highlight, to create like a little sheen. I don't know if you recognize that that's what I was doing, but I create this sense of form when you just add a layer of light right there. It looks like it's the top of a round thing. So that is all that does there. And it looks like this guy, even though I just bragged on him, he feels like he might be ready to take a dirt nap on me here. Even though I just bragged on him. I bragged on how long these guys last. And this guy he's starting to die on me. And I don't have another blue that is quite this light. So if you guys just joined, looks like got some new people that just jumped in. say hello. I'd love to say hello to you and wish you a happy Memorial Day. And I have never known anybody close that has lost anybody, and I am very grateful. I've had my brother and my father were in the military, both in the Air Force, and so they survived. So those are the only real military people who were close to me. I mean, I've had brother-in-laws or whatever who were in the Navy. They obviously made it. Well, not obviously, but they made it. I'm not mourning anybody. I just don't know anybody. But I am glad that you are here, even if you're not going to say hello. I'm just glad that you clicked that button and you're curious to see what kind of tools I use as I'm creating artwork. And if you're curious, if you've not watched the videos where I drew this and inked it, I put the link in the description. So after this video, you can go back and you can see me ink it, I believe. I don't think I even drew it online because I am new to this Drawstream stuff, and I did not feel confident enough to start with pencil all the way through the inks and now to the colors. It's really just a me thing. If I'm not sharing with you different steps that I'm doing, it's because of my lack of confidence in the thing at the time. I'm feeling more and more confident. The more Drawstreams I do, the more confident I feel. So I'll start doing more pencil work. I just want to make sure here in the beginning that the composition turns out okay. What is going on with the delay? As I'm looking at the live stream, it just looks like it is so far back. I don't understand. Did it start over? I mean, I'm going to continue to draw here, but it looks like I'm looking at an empty drawing board. I'm not even seeing what I'm doing here. And the lag was not very big just a little bit ago. So maybe it's just what I'm seeing on the stream there. It looks fine over here. Okay, I'm just going to trust it. That is true. So, guys, if you like watching me draw, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. They tell me that they share it with more people. The more popular, the more likes I get, the more they assume I'm doing something worthy of watching, and then they show it to more people. I don't know. It seems like the opposite to me. Why don't you show it to a bunch of people and more people will like it? But there's only so much time in a day, I guess. So, and they want to get the most interesting stuff, and the most interesting videos apparently get likes very quickly. I know when I like a channel, as soon as I pop on, I just hit the like button. If I like the creator of the channel. And here on YouTube, that's kind of my go-to, is like, do I like this person? Do they seem like a nice person? And do they provide me with some entertainment? Then I'll just hit this like button because I know how much it helps. So that's the first layer of blue, and I'm actually scared to try this next one. I'm gonna try it on a piece of paper to see how blue this next level of blue is. Ooh, that is compared to what we got. It's gonna be a sharp contrast. So let's see what other blues we have. I'm gonna try on this blue. This blue almost looks green. We are not gonna use him unless we go get a little artsy. And wow, this guy looks purple. Well, it looks like it's the winner chicken dinner. And this guy is just like a random guy. All right. So we'll go in and we'll just kind of go in using like some of the, not the shorthand. What am I looking at? What am I thinking? What word am I thinking? Shortcut? Shorthand? The cues, the clues that I've left for myself to kind of add form to the figure, because it's really just it's a two-dimensional drawing. So yeah, there's just tricks that you have to use if you want to fool the eyes of the observer to think that it is coming off the page a little bit, that they can see it in 3D-ish. So highlights and shadows are what you're trying to do with these different tones of blue. And we instinctively know where shadows and highlights need to go. We just don't always articulate that very well when we're describing what we like about a picture or not. You'll be able to tell that something's wrong, but you might not be able to pinpoint, hey, that's kind of doesn't look quite as good because it looks a little flat still. So I'm gonna, as I go through, I want to leave some more of the lighter blue up here, especially in his chest and in his shoulders, because I'll kind of use the colors as a way to make it appear that he has that chain link armor, the scales, which I don't understand why the scales were used. It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe bulletproofing, but like, so you start off with the smaller ones up top. You kind of make it disappear, and then you go down, and it gets bigger as you go down, and then you do kind of every other one, and then it'll start just bleeding into each other, and then that gives you that texture that he's wearing. He's wearing the chain link armor. Hopefully it turns out. Hopefully that's what it looks like. Or you can start big down here, where those shadows are going to be, and then as you work your way closer to the top, you make it less and less, and you're just doing it like you're building bricks or whatever. It's kind of every other, and hopefully that gives you the illusion that the chain armor is there. Boom, boom, you go boom, 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 boom. Like I said, just like make them bigger as you go down into his into where the shadows are. And that is kind of how you do it. It doesn't always work, but hopefully I don't think it looks too bad. And you also can't dwell on it for too long, or else you drive yourself nuts. What I'm realizing, or been reminded of, is that comic books were like it was like a product. So you have to stay on schedule, because that's kind of the appeal of these comics, are that you can get your fix of a hero and an adventure often, on a regular basis. So comics are typically monthly. So you have to have a system to get that to your fan base on a regular basis. So the artist can't always do their best, because that is not the system that they're plugging into. They're plugging into a character and the fan base, and to keep the fan base coming back, you need to give them more of their favorite character more often. So that is what I think the problem with indie books is right now. It's because it takes indie creators, myself included, months, if not years, to produce the next issue. And so the people, not that they didn't like your initial comic, but they forgot about it. And if you're not doing anything else, then they maybe forgot about you. So, yeah, you have all these opportunities to create the form as you're using these colors. And so don't miss those opportunities. Like me omitting that line right there just makes it look like it was high. There's a highlight, and then that highlight tells your brain, hey, I've seen in real life where light comes from the top, creates a shadow on the bottom, creates form in your mind, and bada boom. And that's it. So that is it for the blue, I think. I'm not going to go too crazy with the blues, because I don't have very many choices with the blues. So here's what I'm going to do for the red. This is what I have found out. That orange appears to the eyes as red on paper. I don't know why. It works. It definitely works every time. And when I go to use the red, like I'm looking at the camera, and the red is not as red on the screen as it is in real life. So, but this is a lighter orange. It looks yellowish almost in the camera, but that's an orange. This is a darker orange, and those are the two red tones that I'm going to use to create these colors here. So so really for this, I'm just covering the whole image with this color. And if you can tell, I'm avoiding going into the black ink, because on this paper, it will sometimes pull the black ink out, see, and it will start to bleed into the color. And then when it bleeds into the color, that's no mas. No mas. It'll even stain the tip of your marker, and until you get out all that bled ink, you get this like muddy color. It's not as vibrant, and that makes me mad as an artist. I do not like that. So the top of his finger, because it's pointed at you, that's where the highlights would go. The light hitting off of all of that would just stay at the top there. And so I might even keep that seam in the glove there, white. Trying to decide. Probably shouldn't, but I don't know. We shall see. We shall. Maybe parts of it. Maybe if I can get, yeah, that's close enough. But yeah, I'm trying to stay out of the black inks. Trying to stay out of it. Ooh. I let myself go there. Got a little sloppy. Picked up some of that ink. I don't know if you guys can see it. But no mas. No mas. Does that mean no good? I don't know where I picked that up. A movie, I'm sure. No mas means no good. Anybody out there? Hopefully on the rerun. Somebody's watching it on the rerun, and you're gonna say that that I was right, or maybe that I was wrong. That I should stick to English. See, sometimes you just gotta go. I don't know. I'm torn because I want to finish it sooner, so I want to do these broad strokes. But then I'm pulling the inks. I can tell that it's bleeding in, but I don't know if you can. So, so he's got this, and I'm just doing the outsides so that I'm coloring inside the lines here, because I'm gonna go crazy once I get the outline of the color area. But I still want to keep the color strokes going in one direction, and each section like that. See, so that if the marker goes dry, the texture is still kind of uniform because it's all going in one direction instead of like all over the place. So that is why I'm gonna keep it going in one direction like that. And I want to keep that top of that glove white to keep that highlight. Use the whiteness of the paper to kind of help me there. Even that wrinkle in the glove there. Oh man, just as I was saying it, I messed it up. I was going to say that wrinkle in the glove can kind of tell the reader that, hey, that's a highlight in the cloth of the glove, and that gives it that form we've been chasing the whole time here. Just watched the video, or listened to a video about Alex Ross and how he thinks through his costumes, and everybody thinks that he references everything. I guess that's a complaint that some of his detractors have, is that he wouldn't be able to draw if he didn't have all the references, the photo references that he uses, that we see him use. But he really, I guess if you look at it, he only uses it for the lighting and the posing. He's not using every wrinkle, although it looks like he's using a lot of the wrinkles. I think the documentor was being generous, a little generous, but I get it. He's just looking for a believable pose, and the lighting. He understands that the lighting is what really helps sell the image as a more realistic image. So that was the lightest orange, right? So I don't know if you can tell, but it does look orange. But when I go in with this darker orange, to my naked eye, it's going to look red. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But hey, what's going on, Metatron's Cube? Good to see you over here, man. I appreciate you spending a little time on a Sunday evening with me. I hope you're still here. I just noticed it. Sometimes I get a little caught up in trying to keep it not silent and boring. That my peripheral vision is not so good. Not so good. So Metatron's Cube, do you know any foreign language? Is no mas, does that mean no good? Or am I misusing the term no mas? And maybe it means nothing. It means James is no good at a second language. That's not Vietnamese. I'm not so good at that either. So English is plenty useful for me. Well, I appreciate it, man. I really do. Appreciate you being around. So I do see you on Pete's thing, and you always got good questions and good comments. So I appreciate it. I know as a YouTuber guy now, trying to be, that it's cool to have people around, and you start getting to know people. And I almost met up with some people when I was down in Tennessee, and I put out those videos, and I'm not a great thinker on my feet like Pete is, but I can't, somebody who lived down there said, hey, you want to meet up? And that would have been awesome, but then his car broke down, so we weren't able to meet in real life. But it's cool to meet other geeks, especially in this space. It's more fun this way. Can you imagine if we had the internet when the image guys were kind of going crazy? I mean, maybe they wouldn't be as popular because we wouldn't agree with their political opinions or whatever. But man, that would have been fun. That would have been fun to be picking their brains as they're drawing. And I thought that I was gonna love Jim Lee's streams, his draw streams. They're just long. They're just so long that I can't. I've watched a handful of them, and they always turn out awesome. But I wish he would do just more shorter ones. That's just me being selfish, for sure. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on Jim Lee's stream. Bam. Make his eyes blue, just to be sure that I remember that. And then I forgot that I drew his eyebrows in. So let's see, what do we use for eyebrows? Would a yellow? Does yellow? Will that show up? What do you think? What do you think here? I mean, it's not the worst, but I'm sure I have a better yellow. I know I have a goldenrod. Where's my goldenrod? Here it is. I keep it with my skin tones. I don't know why. I know what goldenrod is because I looked it up after I end up using the color so often. And it's just a plant. like a wheat thing or something. That's a little better. That's a little better. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Hey, you and me both. You, me, and a million people. Jim Lee started all of us drawing. I don't know if you've watched any of my other draw streams, but his artwork. So I found Jim Lee first, and no, I found Todd McFarlane first. Sorry, found Todd McFarlane first. Started collecting Spider-Man, and because money was burning a hole in my pocket, much like it continues to do to this day. I was always running to the drugstore where I bought my comics, and I found Jim Lee's X-Men, and I was like, holy smokes, this guy is better than McFarlane. I know that's controversial to say, but it was like, I remember when there was a feud amongst McFarlane fans and Jim Lee fans, like who was better, and it would always be in the letters pages, Jim better than McFarlane, Lee, or vice versa. And but yeah, that's what those Image guys got a lot of people. They sparked a revolution in comics. I mean, they're millionaires because of it, and they're still doing well. Where a lot of the guys back then, who were even guys who were in the industry, who seemed to be fan favorites for a long time, kind of just fell out of favor during the 90s because of the coming of Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld. And I didn't realize how short Rob Liefeld's time at Marvel was. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 years, and it's crazy. All right, I'm going to jump in. I think that's pretty good as far as the orange goes. And really, to sell the form here, I'm just going to go in and use this really red, which I don't even like using because it's so red. It's like blood. That's really all this Sharpie red is good for, is like somebody get punched in the face. That's what you want to use. Actually, I've convinced myself. It's drying pretty good. I was going to talk myself out of using it for the really dark colors, but it's getting absorbed pretty good into the orange. Orange glad. I kept using it. Orange glad. Oh yeah. So I am looking forward to cooking a brisket tomorrow. I've never successfully cooked a brisket, but I've got another opportunity to not cook it into oblivion and make it tough as nails, which has been the case so far. Every time. Never a good brisket. Probably ruined 5 or 6 briskets in my life. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your encouragement. You never know how it's going to go. You think you have the right tools and the right, the vision for it. And it does not always come out well. I'll be noodling with it forever. Anyway, we'll do some quick gray tones for the white. We'll start with the 10% gray. All right. And this, I always regret doing this because I'll put it on and I'm like, that doesn't even look like I put anything on. A waste of time. Sometimes, yeah, I can actually kind of tell there. Ooh. I can kind of tell. I can kind of tell that I put something down this time. I did just refresh all my gray markers, so this is nice and moist. What do you draw, Metatron's Cube? Do you have a comic? You probably do, and I'm just a bad internet consumer. Juggling the full-time job and the kids and the wife, and I watch a handful of the YouTubers, and that's about it. Flaming pool. Oh no, that just bled right in there. Yikes. Yeah, so I just refilled my Copics, and they were super juicy for the last Drawstream last week. It was actually like dripping. It dripped on the thing. I was like, yikes. A little too much. Alright, so that 10%. I dig it. Turned out okay. And alright, so do a little bit darker, just to kind of accent certain things. And I'm gonna make this like the high shine of his belt, even though it's gonna be very dark. Let's see, can I get that just a little bit darker? Get that bleeding out of there. Bloody color. For the love of drawing. Gotcha. Well, I can't deny that it is super fun. I tried to stop drawing when I started having kids, and I was like, I gotta be a grown-up. Gotta put these comic book dreams behind me and get serious about raising my family and being a good old husband. And I was the angriest cuss you ever met. Nice. You have any ideas? Like what genre? Superhero, horror, slice of life? I'm kidding. None of us in this space, I think, aim for slice of life. Them's just fighting words. Slice of life is great for like 2 panels. I mean, 2 pages, a couple of panels. Then off to the fun stuff, off to the really, really good stuff. Action. That's why we're here. Well, it's better to know if your ideas are bad sooner rather than later. Some guys just don't get it. So, I mean, you could just draw for somebody else. Like, not everybody has like great ideas. There's nothing wrong with just being the artist. Not all of us. Like, I just didn't play well with others. That was my problem. Like, the writers that I worked with, they were fine. They were fine guys. The stories were fine, but they're just as fine as mine, I'm like, if I'm just going to do a mediocre story, I might as well do my mediocre story and not have you ask me to redo some pages. All right, let's get to a skin tone. Skin tone. All right. So I always thought light peach was the perfect Caucasian skin tone. Where is it at? And then, for some reason, it just doesn't seem... It's a good highlight flesh color for me now. See? Turns out alright. I'm not too mad about it. I guess the last couple of times I've used it, I was like, that's too pinkish. Maybe good for a girl skin, but like not a guy who spends his time saving the world. Those guys are in the sun, and they need a better tone. That's not too bad. It turned out okay. And then light walnut. And these were all Prismacolor things. But I have gone back since, and ooh, that would have been bad. Light tan, light walnut. I think light walnut is the good shadow color for it. Yeah. And so I figured out what the Copic equivalent for light peach and light walnut. And the reason why I say that is because they have refills. So I just use the Prismacolor marker as the vessel for the Copic refills, and that has worked out fantastic because Copic refills are like $10, and you get like 10 refills. So it's like getting one color for $1. And I'm all about it. I am all about it. Oh, I forgot his straps. His straps are going to be goldenrod. Alright, Metatron's Cube, I appreciate you hanging out with me, brother. I like to keep them to an hour, these Drawstreams. Like the first 10 minutes are like me fumbling around with the technology. And then I draw for about 50 minutes. But I do want to keep it to a good time limit so that I'm not eating up all your time. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's very economic, very economical. Let's just do his shield here. I forgot about his shield. So I go like I do before with just that, and so that I can highlight this. But yeah, let's see, how long have I been going? I just like to keep it to an hour to respect your time and the time of whoever pops in here and watches it on the rewind. I gotta admit, the reason why I don't watch more live streams is because I want to watch more live streams, and so I watch them at 1.5 speed. So I do watch more stuff. I just don't watch them live. So I understand why people don't watch it at the time it's going on. But I really appreciate you being here, and I want to wish you a very happy Memorial Day. Hope that you can spend some time with family and get some time to relax. And I'm going to call that done. I'm going to noodle around with it like I always do before I post it. But, dude, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I hope I didn't bore you to death. And I hope you dig the picture. And I will see you on the YouTubes at least next week. I'm trying to do it every week at 8 o'clock. So I appreciate it. Grace and peace. Hitting the outro. Hang on, the cursors.